Welcome into Coach and Company, presented by Afterburn, in theaters September 19th.
Oh, and this is how we get down. What's good, everybody, and welcome. Yes, your eyes are not deceiving you. We are live on a Sunday morning, because that can only mean one thing. The NFL is back, baby. Coming off a very mediocre Saturday in the world of college football, we are locked and loaded. We're going to be here live every single Sunday during the NFL season to break down the games, to look ahead, picks, props, best bets, all that kind of stuff. Now, we're here 6 days a week. We have so much extra content for all of you who have already become premium members and those of you that have not. Now, we want to encourage you because we're going to have nighttime shows. Now, Monday night, the Monday Night Grind, that's free for everybody. But premium members, you get an extra episode every single day around 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. And then when we pop on primetime, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever day it is, premium members, scan that QR code, join today. Also, our merch store is live, and the brand new Model My Ass t-shirt, the Chapel Bill t-shirt, and we're working on a couple others live right now. I encourage you, get your Coach and Company merchandise. When you do, take a picture. We'll throw it up onto the show so you can represent the brand wherever you live. There is the Chapel Bill right now. Boy's already got some drama with the Patriots, not allow them on campus. He says, hey, I'm not allowed there. They're not allowed here. There you go, Bill. Way to be petty machete at 77 years of age, or however old he is. All right. Get up on a Sunday morning. I'm fired up. I'm ready to go. There are, count them. See how impatient my company is? See how fired up they're ready to go? Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, it is time to beat the books. Oh, and look at this today. Oh, my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, apparently he's a transplanted Atlanta Falcons fan. Live from Sure Dog USA, Mikey P. Good morning, sir.
It is Christmas times a million today. I am so happy the NFL season is here. And you're going to have to stay tuned because I'm only wearing Falcons gear because they may be how we beat the books today.
Interesting. They're one of our 5 featured games today as well. And next, this man is so vital on game day. It's so important to what we do. Say good morning to our numbers guy for a reason. Rafael Esparza. Happy Sunday, week 1 NFL season, Rafael. Hello.
Hello, Coach. Good morning, Sunday NFL viewers, NFL Sunday bettors. It's Christmas morning for a lot of people, but it's a crazy morning for me because my phone is lighting up.
It won't stop,
my laptop is going crazy. My odds screen, thank you, Don Best Odds Screen Service, is going crazy. I want to know who in the hell is betting the Saints. I don't care if Kyler Murray has a sniffles.
Wait. What did you just say? You got to slow down so I can understand what you're saying, because that may be one of my best bets. What did you just say?
I said, who in God's green earth is betting the New Orleans Saints? I know Murray's got the sniffles, but have you seen that locker room? They already have offensive line injuries. This is going to be a long season for the Aints.
We'll get to our best bets in a second. I cannot believe that 4 minutes into the show, you're already taking shots at your boy.
It's a 5.5 just popped up.
Eyes.
A 5.5 just popped up on that game.
Well, I bought a half a point because I had it 6.5. And I'm having it at +7 because I'm doing everything that you tell us not to do. I'm doing it today. I'm going against Rafael today. All right. So let's get into it, guys. We want to do line movements. We want to do best bets. We want to do props. We're going to break down the games. And we're not on Stadium today. So there's no commercials. there's only Afterburn, our presenting sponsor. Thank you to all of them. I see the chat is already starting to populate. Our man Marky Model is in the chat. Any questions from JTS, you can ask him. He'll answer them for you in real time. All right, Raphael, real quick before we get into any of our best bets, is anything going on right now as far as line movement, things that are moving in a certain direction?
Jacksonville Jaguars. I think everyone thinks Trevor Lawrence, maybe finally Trevor Lawrence that we've supposed to see many, many moons ago. This number is now 4.5 at 2 books, including DraftKings. We still have a couple more hours. Probably one of the biggest parlay bet, Jaguars money line and Jaguars point spread. We can maybe see a 5 tee off in this game, so keep an eye out for that one. And I'm blown away that so much love is coming in on a Baltimore Ravens tonight. I thought it was going to be the swing of this one. Books told me this morning the action they're getting, we could see the Ravens -2 on the road.
See, it's rare that I pat myself on the back, Raphael. It's rare. It's really not even my personality to tout myself, but I'm going against everything today. And I didn't even know it until you just gave it to us. The Bills might be one of our best bets today. You know what? Why don't I go first? I've already given away 2 of those 3. So here are my best bets today. I love the Saints, and it has nothing to do. It could be the Florida Gators for all I care. There is not a universe that exists that Kyler Murray, sniffles or not, should be favored by 6, 6.5, 7. Shop it around. I had it at 6.5 just a few minutes ago. I bought the half a point. I'm going to lay the 30 cents because that 3, 7, 10 number is so very, very important. So this is more about the Cardinals than it is about the Saints. Any NFL team should be able to stay within 7 of Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals. Then I love the Bills on Sunday Night Football. I can't understand for the life of me how Josh Allen, MVP, playing at the highest level of his entire career, how they come into week 1 at home, momentum coming off of last year's performance, and the Ravens and Lamar Jackson are favored. Oh, no, hell to the no. I'm taking the Bills plus the 1. Then my third and final play is I love the Rams today. I think the Texans this year, they're going to be a shadow of their former selves. And I think the Rams at home, healthy Matthew Stafford, watch the pregame shows today. Make sure he is super, super healthy. I think he's going to be fine. Lay in the 3, -110. Those are my 3 big bets, or best bets, rather. The reason I'm not doing props is because I like to wait to see week 1, how everybody performs, and then move into it. But that's my own philosophy. Everybody's got their own. All right, Mikey P, I've given you my 3 green check marks. Raphael. All right, Mikey P, best bets, go.
I've got 4 for you guys today, and I'm going to start with the Cincinnati Bengals in the Battle of Ohio, -5.5. Listen, the Bengals cannot continue to start their season off slow. We saw the week 1 upset against the Patriots last year. It's Joe Flacco and the Browns. They're not going to have Quinshon Judkins, their rookie running back in the second round. The Browns aren't. And I don't like anything about Cleveland. So I think Cincinnati just absolutely wipes the field with the Browns. And then Dolphins money line. Did we forget Daniel Jones is a terrible quarterback, but he's the starter for the Indianapolis Colts? I like the Dolphins to hammer Indianapolis at a -108, and I'm wearing the Falcons for a reason. I said it earlier, Coach. This is how we beat the books. This is why we call it a best bet. Michael Penix. Give me Michael Penix and the Atlanta Falcons plus money on the money line. I think I'm going to have a little synergy with Rafi coming up. And then one special one, Coach, you don't have to do player props because I'll do them. Bryce Young. Give me Bryce Young in the battle against Trevor Lawrence. I think we're going to see Bryce Young really take the next step in his career. And when it comes to this Panthers-Jaguars game, the Panthers reloaded their entire offense for Bryce Young, including Tatoria McMillan. So I like Bryce Young over 220 passing yards today. Give me Bryce Young.
I feel like that's going to be one of the games that, nobody watches. It's on Sunday Ticket. And all of a sudden you look down, it's like 24-21 in the third quarter and everybody's going bananas. You're like, wait a second, I'm missing the best game of the day. That's just, you always have that one. You just never know which one that is going to be. All right, Mikey P, thank you very much. All right, Raphael, big boy, best bets, go.
Before I get to the best bets, I got 2 nuggets going on here. The first 6.5 just popped up on the Washington game, so keep an eye out for that. It's an afternoon game, but love Coach's Rams play. Last time I checked, it's a 4 o'clock game. This one will be 3.5. 3 books have 3 minus 120 on the juice already. We'll see 3.5 at this game, so grab Coach's winner right now with that great number that he has. I have Synergy right now. It's a Sunday NFL Week 1, and my partner next to me, we're like this right now. That's why I'm taking the Atlanta Falcons plus 1.5. I don't want money line because I'm not greedy. I'll take plus 1.5 right now. This one opened as Tampa Bay at plus 2.5. I don't understand why. This was in Atlanta. We've already seen this one already play out on Friday. NFL Week 1 division home dogs are 15-1 against the spread. Nope, no Chick-fil-A in Atlanta, but we'll have a winner in Atlanta today. Give me the Falcons. They won both the back-to-back meetings last year as well. And then give me the Buffalo Bills team total over 24.5. Really? I'm only laying a nickel? Buffalo's at home. It's not snowing. I think both quarterbacks have huge games. This game goes over the total, I believe, as well. Bills' last 6 home games as an underdog, 5 of them have gone over the total. I think we're going to see points from both sides, but I love the Bills' 24.5 team total. And then player prop bet, give me Jaheim Gibbs over 22.5 receiving yards for Detroit. He's going to be on the field a lot for receiving, not running. They're loaded back in the backfield. He's hit this prop number 6 straight. That's why I like this prop.
I love this guy too. I love him as a player. He's super, super, super positive, and I think he's going to be super productive today. We'll get into the Lions and Packers coming up in a little bit. So what we're going to do every single Sunday, we'll give our picks, we'll give our props, and we'll break down. It could be 3 games, could be 7 games. It all depends on who has the biggest storylines and the most popular games on the docket. So, gentlemen, best bets are done. I have a feeling we're going to have probably 80% today, I'm guessing. If you guys haven't used JTS, I encourage you to do that as well. But let's get into what I consider to be the 5 biggest games of the day. And I want to start right there in the ATL. I want to start with the Falcons hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And gentlemen, if the Falcons want to do anything this year with Michael Penix starting the season as the starting quarterback, they've got to make a statement today against Baker Mayfield and the Bucs at home. So let's start right there. Mikey, you're wearing the gear. Here are the numbers according to BetMGM. The Falcons, a slight underdog at home. The total sitting at 47. Mikey, start us off.
Well, as you know, I like the Falcons on the money line. And look, I understand the Buccaneers have been the cream of the crop in the NFC South, but I think it's up for the taking between the Falcons, the Bucs, and I'll go as far as to say the Carolina Panthers. When I look at this game, coming in, the Buccaneers are going to have Mike Evans and who, honestly, on offense in the passing game. Cade Otton came into this week hurt. No Chris Godwin. And I know Emeka Egbuka, their rookie wide receiver, is getting all the praise, but I'm not trusting Emeka Egbuka in week 1. They're going to have to go with a ground game attack, and I think the Falcons have really upgraded their defense this year. So give me the Falcons, and like you said, Coach, Michael Penix. Now the playmakers are in place. Drake London, Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts. I think we see a heavy Falcons offense attack today.
Did anybody see the fantasy football video where the dude took Brian Robinson as the number 1 pick in their draft instead of Bijan Robinson? Oh, my God. It was hysterical. Nobody in his league was like, oh, yeah, we'll give that one to you. We'll let you take that one back. The name was already up on the board. Bijan, not Brian, but Raphael. Mikey makes a lot of good points. They now have a lot of big time. Drake London is going to be an all-pro this year. That's how good this guy is. And for some reason, the Falcons and their dome feels like the fastest track in the entire NFL whenever you're watching a game that's being played there. I think today is going to come out early and often. I think the Falcons have to open it up. And a total of 47. The books also believe there's going to be a lot of scoring today because the Buccaneers last year, they were a very, very sneaky, good offensive team.
Yeah, I think both quarterbacks have big games today, and that's why I think the total does go over. But people forget the Falcons had so many question marks at quarterback last year with a horrible Kirk Cousins, and they pull him. And then the Falcons beat Tampa Bay not once, but twice last year. I just love this Atlanta team because now there's no quarterback controversy. We all know who the starter is. Unless Penix gets hurt, then we'll see Cousins come in. But Penix ain't coming out of this game anytime soon. I just think they have the confidence of this team. And if we rewind the tape a couple of weeks ago, I picked the Falcons to win this division. They win this game to start to win this division.
If I would have told you guys 10 years ago that there would be a $40 million backup in the NFL, you'd have said, Coach, what are you taking? And give me a little bit more of that. But that's the world we're living in right now. And when I look at the yards for both quarterbacks, because people love betting props and they love Mikey quarterback props, their number, if you just want to keep it simple and bet the yards, 245.5 minus 115 for Mayfield. For Penix, it's 237.5, same juice. Either guy you like to have an extra big day to go over their numbers.
Yeah, when I see 237 for Penix, I go, what? How? Because so many people are fixated on Bijan Robinson. They forget what he's also good at, catching the ball out of the backfield.
That's right.
Raheem Morris, their head coach, by the way, offensive-minded coach. He's going to understand now with a full offseason with Michael Penix how to get the most out of his quarterback. I've already mentioned the playmakers. You've mentioned the playmakers. Rafi's mentioned the playmakers. I like Penix on that over. 237.5 seems incredibly low for him.
Did you just say Raheem Morris is an offensive-minded coach?
Now he is.
Fair. God, he drives me insane. He's a great coordinator. But every time they cut to him when he's been a head coach twice now, you talk about the biggest upset in the NFL, twice he's been a head coach. He just looks like he's lost, kind of like Dan Campbell. When you get to the end of the game, what do I do? The clock is under 2 minutes. What do I do? What do I do? That's how Raheem Morris looks like to me. Raphael, when it comes to props today in this game, would you lean in or because a lot of the juice – especially for Bijan Robinson, is very, very high on almost every over that he has?
I will look at quarterbacks' rushing yards. Both of them will like to run around in the pocket, and I think the defenses are going to try to stop that running attack for both sides of the ball. So keep an eye out for both Baker and Penix to have nice games with their legs, not with their arms.
Okay, so Baker's at 13.5 juice to minus 145. Penix is only 4.5 yards. Minus 115. If you like, he only has to get 5 yards. That's it.
5 yards.
That's it. Okay.
And look at Baker's juice. That's telling you right there that the books have already taken heavy action on the over the way the juice is.
You've taught us so much in the last year, Raphael. I feel like sometimes I just go to school, grab my yellow paper, got my pen, ready to go. All right, that's game number 1 in the ATL, and I still cannot figure out for the life of me why Chick-fil-A decided to put several inside the building when most of the games are on Sundays. But hey, when you got that much money to burn, you do it. Game number 2. And this is when I really like, guys, the NFL openly says we're going to lean into storylines because that's what you got to do. It's all about stars. And in this one, we have it coming out of our ears. The Steelers, who now have Aaron Rodgers, 41 years old, at the helm, going back to his old squad, going to the shadows of New York City, the Meadowlands, taking on the Fighting New York Jets. Jets. Now, if Zeno was here, we know which way he'd be going. Steelers are going to win the Super Bowl. But can they win week number 1? Mikey, they're laying 3 on the road against Justin Fields and that incredible low-key offense, low-key defense, whatever adjective you want to use. Should the Steelers be a 3-point favorite?
They should be, but Coach, I've got to almost steer clear of this game, so I'm going to bring a interesting bet to everyone as a parlay. Give me both quarterbacks to throw an interception at plus 292. I think Aaron Glenn is going to dial up so many pressures against Aaron Rodgers. You know MetLife Stadium is going to be losing their mind every time he says hike, right? And by the way, on the other side, it's Justin Fields. Take it from a lifelong Bears fan. Justin Fields is going to throw an interception in this game. He might think he still plays for the Steelers. I think this is going to be a heavy run game. I think we're going to see the quarterbacks under a lot of duress, a lot of pressure. So the biggest thing I will say is, yes, the Steelers should be favored. Yes, if you like the Steelers, you should expect Aaron Rodgers to have a big game. But I like both quarterbacks to throw an interception in this game.
All right, so what do you think the juice is right now at BetMGM for an interception thrown for either quarterback?
Minus 135.
No, higher.
No. Raphael?
It's got to be a little bit higher, am I right?
No, much
Really?
lower.
Well, both teams are going to run the ball. They've already said both
Yeah.
teams that they're going to establish the run early.
Yeah, I guess. Minus 118 for Fields and plus 105 for Aaron Rodgers. So interesting. You put that together, though, you got a nice little plus money. We don't even call that an SGP, do we, Mikey? It's just kind of a parlay. I'm sure some places you can do it, some places you can't, but I don't mind it. I like it. Raphael, let me come over to you. It's all obviously the storyline's about the quarterbacks. It's about Aaron Rodgers, who I think on purpose has been very, very low key in the preseason. We haven't seen a lot of stories on him. He's done a couple of interviews. When it comes to this game, he says, hey, I'm just going back. It's only week one. Nothing more than that. Sauce Gardner said the same thing. It's only week one, but we know better. We know that Aaron Glenn made him fly all the way across the country from California to New York just to sit him down in front of him to tell him we're moving on in a different direction. So there's a lot of venom going on from one side to the other, Raphael. And make no mistake about it, we're going to be able to feel it today at 1 o'clock Eastern time.
Yeah, this game might remind me of the Oregon game yesterday, where a lot of back and forth, and maybe one team is just going to keep on piling up points. That's why the betting numbers have been moved to 38.5 on this game at a couple books. People think we're going to see scoring, which kind of shocks me. But one of the biggest tickets written of all NFL Week 1 is the Pittsburgh Steelers. They've got about 80% of the tickets written in this game. So that just tells me money line at either minus 150. Some shops have minus 160. Make sure you get the best number. I wouldn't take the minus 160 on the money line. But a lot of think Pittsburgh Steelers are going to easily whoop up the Jets. Could be very interesting because I think this number could see 3.5 because we still have a couple more hours.
Man, normally the juice I like to pay on a money line in the NFL is never higher. It's at minus 150 level. And that's exactly, as you just said, what it is at BetMGM.
Yep.
Mikey, to me, because these two teams are kind of, we don't know what we're going to get, and you don't know what you're going to get from each quarterback, good or bad. To me, I would want to take the points out of it if I'm betting on the Steelers. Do you think that's a good play?
Yeah, I would think so. And Coach, I think this game also comes down to something you mentioned earlier, which is which side has more venom. Trust me, I know a venomous Aaron Rodgers, right? I know very well what a venomous Aaron Rodgers looks like, but does he still look like that now? And the thing that concerns me about the Steelers offense is it's DK Metcalf and nobody else in the passing game. So how does Mike Tomlin get creative with that? I don't know. Like we've all said, it's going to be a heavy run game for both teams. And yeah, I take the points out of it. I like the Steelers pick, but I wouldn't be an 80-20 on the Steelers over the Jets. I think Aaron Glenn has something to prove. If you make a guy fly half or all the way across country to go, nah, bro, we're good. We got somebody else. I think you get up for that game. I really think you get up for this game. And by the way, what about the former teammates of Aaron Rodgers? They probably feel slighted by him, going, bro, you really didn't give much of anything while you were here. So I think the Jets get up for this game.
I think they feel like he wasted 2 years of their lives. I think that's how they feel.
But you're going to get up with Justin Fields? I mean, how could you get up when the guy behind center is Justin Fields?
Because I don't know why he gets so much hate. He's a talented quarterback. He just needs to find the right system. He's got a great all-pro wide receiver, and I've never understood that narrative. I know he could make some bad mistakes, but he's athletic, and I think if if he gets off to a pretty good start, I think he could have a good year. Maybe I'm crazy. Raphael. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. Wouldn't you guys have loved to have been in the room when Aaron Glenn walked in and said, oh, no, we're not talking about your role. We're talking about you getting your stuff and getting out of here. Here's your box. And just give him like a little tiny like shoe box. That would be hilarious. Oh, my goodness. Real quick, to point out how much the books think that there's going to be running today. Aaron Rodgers' number at BetMGM, 204.5 minus 115. And Justin Fields, 175.5 minus 105. And Raphael, when there is a number south of 200 in the NFL, it's either they're not a good quarterback or they're going to be super, super, super run heavy.
Well, you have to also look at both defenses know what the quarterback is going to do. I mean, the Jets defense knows what Aaron Rodgers is going to do, and the Steelers defense knows what Fields is going to do. So you have to put that in factor as well. Let me backtrack a little bit. Two books just moved the Steelers money line to minus 170. That tells you right there that people are like, hey, I don't want the 3. They're either parlaying the Steelers money line with a whole bunch of other stuff. But I'm sorry, if you're betting money lines, even in a parlay, do not add a game that's minus 3 with a money line at minus 170. That's not good money management.
So since I just grabbed my phone to get my play in before it goes even higher, that would be a bad play by me?
I would try to minus 150, minus 155 is, I would say, the highest. Anything 160 or higher. I know on a game that's 3, then just wait to live bet. If it's 0-0 going into, let's say, middle of the first quarter, it's the money line is not going to be minus 170. They're probably going to dip it down back to normal numbers like minus 140, minus 145.
Yeah, my book just changed it to minus 169. So that's a lot for a team that you just don't know what you're going to get. And I don't know why people who love the Steelers think that. It's unless we're all being trolled by the videos, Aaron Rodgers is slower than mud. But I'm willing to spend 50 cents. Why I'm not willing to spend 70 cents? That doesn't make any sense to me. God, this is why I love these games. This is why I love this matchup. This is why, even though these are two teams that are not going to the Super Bowl, storylines matter, stars matter. God, I want Justin Fields to play so well, but yet I want to bet on the Steelers, so I don't know what to do. I'll wait till 10:05 and go. This is what Raphael taught me. Wait and bet it live when it comes down to like minus 140. All right.
I'm sorry to interrupt your flow. I just got a text. Keep an eye out for the San Franciscos. It's coming now to 1.5. It was pretty much 1s all morning. Maybe CMC is playing, but the books are telling me we'll probably see 2.5 by kickoff if the money continues to come in.
Hashtag it pays to watch live. That's why he's here, ladies and gentlemen. The lines are always moving. Get the advice. Understand it. Take the notes. All right, 2 games down, 3 to go. And as always, everything in the BTT Studios universe is presented by, in theaters September 19th, Afterburn.
We lost our humanity. You have a gift for acquiring treasures.
And what would I be hunting down this time?
Mona.
The Mona Lisa? We're headed to the worst place on the planet.
You're welcome.
How many tanks does this guy have? How many tanks does this guy have?
Welcome back to Coach and Company, presented by Afterburn, in theaters September 19th.
My man Dave Bautista and Samuel L. Jackson. Make sure you get to your theaters and check that out and support the show in the process. All right, 2 games down, 3 to go. We're going to go out west for our next one. And the 49ers, it has been their last 5 or 6 years where they've been an elite top team, but it is not transferred over into Super Bowl championships. This is a new look team now, guys. Brock Purdy got his bag, so now he has to perform. He's no longer the quarterback that's on his rookie deal. Debo, he gone. Debo. I was thinking Clemson in my head. Debo.
He can be gone too.
Yeah, he could be good too. Yeah, after yesterday barely beating Troy. Okay. George Kittle, he got a new contract. They're putting new stuff in Ayuk's or Jennings' contract. So there's a lot of things that are happening here. We've had marriages in the offseason. But alas, the Seahawks on the other side, also a new look team, Mikey. No Geno Smith. He's in Las Vegas. Pete Carroll, the old coach, he's also in Las Vegas. So now the Seahawks got to figure out, now that they have Sam Darnold at the helm, how will they look? Will they be as good as they looked at times last year? You see, it's basically a pick 'em. The total is at 43. Mikey P, your thoughts?
I like the Niners on the money line here, and I like the over. The thing that scares me about this game, though, is one team has all the weapons, and that's the San Francisco 49ers. Say what you will about Debo being gone and Ayuk being on the PUP list. Listen, they still have George Kittle. McCaffrey's expected to play. Jawan Jennings is a reliable receiver. You go look at the other side. The Seattle Seahawks have Sam Darnold and Jackson Smith and Jigba, and that's it. I think we're forgetting that Darnold had Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison in Minnesota. I do not like the Seattle Seahawks at all this year. I think they're going to free fall. They're going to regret the Sam Darnold contract. I like the Niners in every which way in this game.
Wow. So this is basically a steal for you, Mikey. That -1, right?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I could put it in every account that I have. I would put the mortgage I don't have on this game in the Niners.
If I had one, I'd put it on there for damn sure. Raphael, do you like the Niners in this matchup as much as Mikey does?
I'm hoping the viewers, because there's millions of them right now, are thinking like Mikey and betting the 49ers. So what? I can get a better number on the Hawks. Mikey's correct. That offense San Francisco has is so much better than the Seattle Seahawks offense. But you know who has a better defense? I think the Hawks have a better defense. That's why I'm leaning towards a little bit low-scoring game. I think Seattle is going to probably be a run-happy game. Try to keep this a low-scoring game. And I just don't trust the health of San Francisco. We've already hearing CMC might not play again. He's already hurt. They haven't even played a game yet, and he's already on the IR list. Give me a break, 49ers. I'm looking for Hawks right now.
I think he is going to end up being one of those players that when you talk about his legacy, when you talk about what did he mean to the NFL or to the 49ers, it's going to start with, well, when he was healthy, it's kind of like the Mike Trouts of the Anaheim Angels. He's great when he's healthy. And so now when you're looking at his rushing number, I'm getting ready to tell you what it is, and it's going to shock you. Mikey, what do you think the over-under rushing number for CMC is today?
73.5.
Not even close.
Not even close.
Raphael.
I haven't looked at it because most books didn't have it up all week because of the question marks, but they posted it up today, and most books have a $500 max bet on this because of the question mark of his status.
Interesting. So at 61.5, you're laying 3 nickels on either side, the over or the under. Raphael, which way would you go on this one?
I'm going to use the Mike Trout effect when I look at prop bets for the Angels. You just cross it off. You cannot trust it at all. I rather look at Purdy passing numbers or rushing attempts than I'm looking for CMC. Until he can show me back-to-back games of old CMC, I just can't trust my husband allowance on his prop bets.
Every time you say husband allowance or say something about the wife, I always have to what do they call when you give it, not a precursor, but a, when they put at the bottom of commercials or 1-800 numbers? Yeah, we need that for Raphael and his marriage. Rushing attempts, Brock Purdy is over 3.5. Heavy juice, though, Raphael, -125.
They might have to move that to 4.5. It's a late game. I think people are going to bet that throughout the whole morning. So it wouldn't shock me if we see 4.5 by kickoff.
Okay. Chris McCaffrey is a 14.5, also laying a quarter. Are we allowed to say quarter, Raphael, or has it got to be 25 cents? Quarter.
Say quarter.
Okay, we can say quarter. All right, 14.5 rush attempts. That also seems, Mikey, a little bit high for a running back that they're trying to protect in week 1.
It does, but I think he's the key for them to win this game.
Okay.
And I just want to go back to one thing that Rafi said about the defensive side of the ball. Seattle may have the better talent, but let's not forget Robert Saleh is back home in San Francisco. He knows this team. He knows this roster. I like the 49ers on defense just because of who their coach is as well. But going back to McCaffrey, I think he's the key to this offense. I think either he shows up and he rushes the ball 15 times, even if he doesn't go for 100 yards and he only hits, 65, his presence will open up the passing game for Brock Purdy, who absolutely has to show he's worth that contract.
246.5. That's the number for Brock Purdy today. Sam Darnold, who had a phenomenal first 15 weeks last year, 16 weeks, 204.5, laying 3 nickels for Sam Darnold in Seattle.
If you're going to bet anything CMC, try to look at his receiving yards. That one opened up at 34.5. I think right now it's 28.5, 29.5. So you're getting a low number, and I think that number continues to drop. I think they use him in a screen game early to try to protect him from running right up the middle.
28.5 minus 118
Yeah.
is CMC for his receiving number today. By the way, Cooper Kupp, I know time is flying. I get that. And every one of these shows that I get to do with you guys means something to me. But damn, was it that long ago that Cooper Kupp had 100 next to his name for a game and was hitting the over almost every single game? What do you think it is today for the Seahawks, Mikey?
For Cooper Kupp, I'm going to say 58.5.
Oh, not even close, Mikey. Not even close. Raphael, what do you think Cooper Kupp is?
Probably low, but I just got a text alert saying that keep an eye for San Francisco, Seattle. Denver and Tennessee. Tennessee Titans money is coming in. Some books have already moved it to 8.5, which is shocking because it's one of the biggest bet on every survivor pool is the Denver Broncos.
I haven't even played a survivor pool. How did I miss that? I was so busy getting ready for the season, I didn't even get in the survivor pool. What am I doing? Last year I lasted 1 week. We all got bounced with the Bengals week 1 last year. Remember that? Oh my God, it was horrible. Cooper Kupp is 39.5. 39.5. Wow. Ricky Pearsall is higher than Cooper Kupp. Jawan Jennings is higher than Cooper Kupp. That is bananas how far he has dropped the last 2 years. Absolute bananas. All right, game number 4. We got 2 more to get to. And this one is, to me, a blinking red light outside of Sunday Night Football, outside of the Monday night grind with the Vikings and your Chicago Bears, Mikey. But today, when you're starting your season off with an NFC North battle in Green Bay, right across from Brett Favre's steakhouse, you're ready to go. The Lions, this is now no longer, hey, it's fun. Who's got it better than us? Nobody. Those days are over. You're now a really good borderline elite team in the NFL. You got to start showing up. You got to start winning these big games when you get to the show. So here are the numbers according to BetMGM. And Mikey, let me start with you. The Lions are an underdog. The Packers, they come in not knowing. And I would lean more towards Micah Parsons not playing because I've taken a shot in my back. It sucks. There's not extra room in your back for fluid. So if you're taking a shot in your back, that means you need it, which means he's probably not going to play today. Packers, 5 out of 6 years under LaFleur, have made it to the playoffs. Laying 2, total 47.5. Go, Mikey.
Well, also in the last 7 meetings, Green Bay is 1-6 against Detroit. That told me all I needed to know about this game. So I like the money line and I like the over for the Detroit Lions in this game, taking on the Packers.
Team total or the over in the game?
The over in the game, excuse me.
Okay.
And I will say this. I know the early reports on this Sunday morning are that Micah Parsons is going to play, but he will have a specific package and amount of plays probably more on pass rushing downs than he will, in run or 3-down sets. So
Okay.
I think we're going to see some specialty plays for Micah Parsons. And at the end of the day, this comes down to one person and one person only. And it's not Jordan Love. It's not Jared Goff. It's Dan Campbell. Can Dan Campbell stay out of his own way going into Lambeau where all the hype is? Dan Campbell doesn't need to build into this spotlight, right? He doesn't need to go, oh, they got Micah Parsons. He doesn't have to one-up the Packers. He just has to play the game that he's played against the Packers over the last 7 games, and I like the Lions on the plus money.
You know what's been driving me nuts? I was having a conversation the other day with our resident coach, Coach Phil McKay. We call him Coach Phil here. And he's going to be a big part of what we do. Obviously, all the stuff he does will be separate from the sports betting that we do. He just likes to talk ball. And I was talking to him about Dan Campbell and the narrative that we hear all the time. But that's who he is. That's why players love playing for him. He just is always going to be that aggressive, gas pedal down coach. And when you're an NFL coach and you've got to figure out how do I win games, it's not about what do fans think of me. It's not do they agree with my coaching style. What do they care about, Raphael? First and foremost.
W's. That's all I care about.
W's. That's it. You're right. So Dan Campbell, hopefully in the offseason, if we're constructively criticizing ourselves, which we do all the time here at the brand, like every month, what I tell you guys, we got to criticize ourselves, right? So Dan Campbell has got to look at himself in the mirror and say, I can't do this anymore, because we would have been in the Super Bowl if I would have changed 1 or 2 decisions. That's it. Raphael, talk to me.
Yeah, that's why I'm just going to sit back and watch this game. I don't like either one. I'm leaning towards Green Bay because they're my division winner, but this total fascinates me. I'm hoping under money continues to come in so I can maybe get a 47, 46 and a half. Because Detroit Lions, first 18 games in week 1, 15 of them gone over the total. That is crazy.
Wait, 15 out of 16?
Yes. No, 15 out of 18.
15 out of 18 have gone to the over for the Lions.
Yeah, their first game of the season.
Wow. Okay.
So I just think we're going to see points scored in this one. I don't understand why the under money is coming in. I know the Lions defense, what was shredded last year, but they're all back healthy. I just think we're going to see both quarterbacks have big games, including MVP Love.
Man, Jordan Love, he got his bag. He got his money. And when you look at, let's play a little game of either or real quick for this one. So let's start with the quarterbacks. Jared Goff, Jordan Love, Mikey, 238.5 for Goff, 237.5 for Love, both juiced to minus 115. If you had to play an over, which one would you go with?
Jared Goff. I mean, he's got the more proven weapons. He's got the best receiver on the field between both teams, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Let's not forget Sam Laporta, and let's not forget Rafi's best bet, Jahmyr Gibbs, on the receiving yards out of the backfield. I'm easily Jared Goff on that one.
22.5 for Gibbs, by the way, minus 118 at BetMGM. Who would you go with, Raphael? Goff or Jordan Love?
Even though I have MVP Love all season long, but I have to go with Goff. He's got the best weapons.
What do you mean you haven't? You bet on Jordan Love to be the MVP?
No, he's my pick. I don't bet MVPs, but I gave out all my awards. He's my MVP. My Super Bowl is the Bills. The Bills will beat the Packers in the Super Bowl. I'm just letting people know.
Whoa. What was that last thing that you said?
My Super Bowl prediction is Green Bay's playing Buffalo, and Buffalo wins their first Super Bowl.
Oh, God, I hate that I agree with that. I literally had to have a come to Jesus with myself the other day because I was like, my Chiefs suck. And when you allow a quarterback to run a 25-yard play on 3rd and 14 at the end of the game, what are we doing? Sorry, a little PTSD. Let's go to the players now. You said Amon-Ra St. Brown. Dynamic. He also is very happy. I think we can't underestimate guys' happiness when you're a big-time star in the NFL. Amon-Ra St. Brown, super intelligent. I believe he's now engaged or married. You know, if you watched Receivers on Netflix, you saw his girlfriend is in nursing school in L.A. It's an incredible story. But his number right now, Mikey, 66.5. Jameson Williams, I believe just yesterday, got a new contract, right? 3 years, $89 million or something like that.
Yep,
it's like almost over $30 million a year. They love this cat. 51.5 is his number. And then on the other side, this one, maybe I haven't been paying attention enough to rosters and I wait till the beginning, but Matthew Golden is the top receiver as far as numbers are concerned for the Packers. Romeo Doubs, not him. Tucker Kraft, not him. Jaden Reed, not him. Mikey, it is Matthew Golden is the guy now. Should he be?
Yeah, I think it's a process of elimination, though, right? Christian Watson, out with the ACL. Jaden Reed is coming into this game with a foot injury. Romeo Doubs, I think he might have dropped one, just like CeeDee Lamb did on Thursday night while we were talking just now. If you're going to Tucker Kraft, you might as well have mac and cheese before the game in Wisconsin. Like, I can't. When I go through all of that, Coach, it has to be Matthew Golden. But again, I like rookie wide receivers, but only in Carolina do I think there's going to be a rookie wide receiver who leads his team in week 1. Matthew Golden scares me. Okay, that's great. He looked great in the preseason, but the regular season, how's he going to look in the regular season with a Dan Campbell-led defense, with Aiden Hutchinson getting after Jordan Love? That means if Jordan Love is under pressure, Matthew Golden's got to be there, right place, right time, right away. And I just don't see that happening. Coach, an interesting one, though, on the wide receivers. I would look at Jameson Williams rushing props because we know they like to do end arounds. We know they like to use him as a gadget player. And we all know that kid gets the ball in open space. It's usually 6.
He gone. You can't even bet him at BetMGM. You can't bet him. He doesn't even have a number.
Well, that's disappointing.
Yeah. The only 6 guys you can bet rushing at BetMGM: Jacobs, Gibbs, Montgomery, Emmanuel Wilson, Jordan Love, and Jared Goff. That's it. You can't even bet a wide receiver running. By the way, if I don't have a receiver on my team that's over 50 yards on my number, that's a problem. They don't even have one player over 50. Raphael, when we talk about rushing, though, Josh Jacobs, 74.5 minus 110. That's an average. It's not a huge number, but it's an average, nice number. And then Jahmyr Gibbs on the ground. And this is where it gets tough if you're betting the Lions. You have Gibbs and Montgomery. And more times than not, this is why I stayed away. We all did this, where we bet on Gibbs over 67.5 minus 115. They come out, and of course, David Montgomery gets all the carries. Then you bet on David Montgomery over 40.5, and of course, Jahmyr Gibbs gets all of the carries. This is legitimately a two-headed monster. I never play their rushing props. I'm assuming that's one of the reasons you played a receiving prop.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. When you have 2 running backs that they get used all the time, then don't bet them. Just, look at the running backs unders, or look at the quarterback rushing attempts, because maybe he'll scramble out and get some. But I got to go back to the St. Brown receiving yards. His total opened up at 70.5, got bet all the way down to 68.5 and 66.5. DraftKings has it at 62.5. This is when I tell people you need to shop around, because there's 4 different numbers right now. And one of those numbers is almost a 6-yard difference.
That's a lot. That's why you always preach, have multiple books, have them open, especially when it comes to the NFL, because 1 yard or 2 yards in the NFL, that can really matter sometimes. And I mean, really, really matter sometimes. All right, gentlemen.
You're muted. What are we doing?
Ruining my flow here, Coach.
Oh, still muted.
I hit my say. I talk with my hands. That's how excited I am about this. The unintentional mute in the middle of talking. That's never happened before. All right.
Never.
Sunday Night Football, gentlemen. And this is, give the NFL a lot of credit that it used to be where everybody got a shot. Everybody gets a primetime game. Now they realize that to get the numbers they need, you got to put these kind of games right there at the top. Now, I'm quite sure the Ravens and the Bills are not happy that they're playing this game in week number 1, but we are. Here is the number, and somehow, inexplicably, I'm having a hard time talking today. The Bills, with Josh Allen, with the MVP of the league, and with all of these new weapons, are an underdog At home, the Ravens are still trying to figure out, how do we get Lamar Jackson and this team over the hump? How do we become Super Bowl champions or just get to the Super Bowl? That's the big one. So, Mikey, Ravens laying 1, the total 50.5. Robust whenever it's over 50. What are your thoughts on Sunday Night Football?
I think we see a 35-28 or 35-31 game. So I like the over here. And you know what? Maybe I'm going against the grain, but I like the Ravens in this game. I think their defense has gotten much improved this offseason. Coach, you mentioned the new weapons for Josh Allen. Who? Josh Palmer? I don't think that's anything.
I should have said different. Not new.
No.
Stephon Diggs is gone. All these guys, the big names are gone. They're going with smaller names, hoping they're productive. Would that be fair?
No, that would absolutely be fair.
Okay.
I just trust Lamar Jackson to do more with his weapons than I do Josh Allen, because
Fair.
Josh Allen is the ultimate weapon. We've seen wide receivers catch the ball and pitch it to him for a touchdown. We've seen Josh Allen have 2 rushing touchdown performances and 1 passing touchdown. But the Ravens come in hungry with revenge on their mind. And for my money, they have the best player on the field that's not a quarterback, and that's Derrick Henry. Good luck stopping that man if you're the Bills defense. And let's not scoff over the preseason, Coach. The Bills looked horrible in the preseason. They got shut out by the Chicago Bears 38-0. And I understand backups were playing, but I like the Ravens to go into Buffalo and smack the Bills around.
How dare you insult Josh Allen, who was busy on his honeymoon and didn't have time to get ready for the preseason. He's a happily married man now, Mikey P. He's going to be settling in to his new role as husband and probably very soon father and role model. And let's not forget, he turned down a $15 million endorsement deal because he didn't like the owner's politics there locally. This dude is somebody that, Raphael, I'm leaning into. The reason I say all of that is I think tonight Bills fans and the Bills in general realize this guy is all in on Buffalo. He's not a quarterback that's looking to go somewhere else. He's not a quarterback that's looking for money somewhere else. He's all in, and I think they're going to be all in with him. Your thoughts?
I love how people say, oh, look at the weapons Buffalo doesn't have. Look at the weapons the Kansas City Chiefs didn't have all the times they won Super Bowls. Sometimes names doesn't bring ships. Look, ask Patrick Mahomes, who he's throwing touchdown passes to. So I'm leaning towards Buffalo. I'm hoping Joe Public and all the whales continue to bet Baltimore, because I'm looking to put the Bills. 100% agree what Mikey said. I think we're going to see an over game. I think we're going to see a lot of points scored in this game. Wouldn't shock me if this game has the most points scored throughout all NFL week 1. I think it's plus 350. You can get that prop bet somewhere all over the place. So look at that one as well. I just feel the disrespect Buffalo gets. Yes, I know they haven't won a ship, but either has Baltimore lately. Lamar Jackson, yeah, regular season, really good. Playoffs, stinky. And King Henry, last time I checked, he got older over the year. He didn't get younger. You slow down year after year. I do.
How?
Did you just compare yourself to Derrick Henry?
I think he just did.
In my world, in the sports gambling world, I am Derrick Henry. Yes, and I have slowed down.
All right. So Derrick Henry has motivation, gentlemen. Major motivation this year. So, Raphael, you can make fun of him all you want. His number is 79.5, minus 115. James Cook, who got his bag in the offseason, 53.5, minus 110. But for Derrick Henry, when Dan Patrick promises you a role in an Adam Sandler movie because he's Adam Sandler's biggest fan, that's motivation. And he said, if you run for 2,000 yards this season, I will get you into an Adam Sandler movie, because we know Dan Patrick's been in all of them. And so did you see the reaction, Mikey, that Derrick Henry had when he told him that? I mean, I don't know if he would have had a bigger reaction if you would have told him, I'm going to give you $50 million. He was so excited. So for me, you got to get off to a good start if you're going to get to 2,000 yards. So to me, I know that may sound silly, but it doesn't sound silly to me.
It doesn't sound silly to me either. His reaction told me if Lamar starts running with the ball, Derrick Henry may take the ball out of his hand and go, I got a movie role to get, dude. Listen, and we've seen some of Derrick Henry's greatest career runs come against the Buffalo Bills. Do we all forget when he threw Josh Norman out of the club, when we broke off a 90-yard run? Like, Derrick Henry feasts in Buffalo, and I think he continues to do that. And yeah, if I have an Adam Sandler gig can I sign up for that? Because if Rafi's Derrick Henry, I'm going to be CJ2K. I can get an Adam Sandler role.
Raphael, do you have something over there?
Yes, the under, I mean, his rushing yards opened up at 87.5. I think we'll probably close around 79.5. I like him to go over his rushing yards. I'm not saying that he's going to stink today, but I'm not saying he's going to be the same Derrick Henry you saw last year. I think he regresses a little bit.
At some point, if your name is not Tom Brady, you regress. And as much as we'd like to say that doesn't happen, every single player of all time, with the exception of Barry Sanders, it has happened to. Period, point blank, end of story. Quickly, let's look at the receiving numbers. Zay Flowers and Mark Andrews are the two top numbers. Flowers, 58.5 minus 115, and Mark Andrews, 48.5. The highest number for the Bills is Khalil Shakir. I just like saying his name. 46.5, laying 3 nickels. Which side, if you had to, Mikey, would you go with a receiver in this game?
I'm going to go with a receiving prop, but not with a receiver. James Cook on DraftKings is at 15 yards at a plus 107. That feels like easy money to me because James Cook could be a safety valve for Josh Allen. We know he's a threat with his legs, but if Baltimore's bringing the pressure, that's a little dump off to James Cook, who has shown the ability to get yards after the catch. I like James Cook over 15 receiving yards.
At BetMGM, you can get him at 10.5.
Give me that as well.
10.5.
Shop around.
Wow.
Around.
It's amazing. Derrick Henry, by the way, 5.5 for receiving. They put that there just to tease you just a little bit. They go, oh, well, he never catches passes, which is why his number's at 5.5. What do you think on the receiving tip, Raphael?
I lean towards Mark Andrews a little bit. You can get him as best as 44.5 out there. I think he has a big game. I mean, he's had some disappointing games in Buffalo. He's had some health issues. I think he shines tonight, and they're going to need him if they want to steal this road game.
All right, at the end of the day, how much do you think, Mikey, tonight's game, they play 17, but we're talking number 1 seeds. There's only one. We're talking there's only one bye. And tiebreakers head-to-head is always the number one thing that they go to. So how important in your mind will this game be for the long term of this season?
When I look at today's slate of games, and happy week 1 once again, this is the reason why the Sunday Night Football intro starts with, I've been waiting all day for Sunday night, because this game is very similar to Thursday's season opener, in my opinion. I think we all came in thinking Philly was going to run and destroy the Cowboys, and now the Cowboys look like a team minus Micah Parsons who will put up a fight week in and week out, and they may surprise some people. And for me, Ravens, Bills, when you look long term, who's going to be the number 1 seed in the AFC? I do think it'll come down to these two teams. Tiebreakers, you have to set the tone for both of these teams. They continue to disappoint in the playoffs. Who is going to bounce back quicker from heartbreak last season? I think this game is super important in week 1.
Great analysis. Raphael, what about you?
One thing, Cincinnati's number is now 4.5 on the Bengals. Brown money's flowing in tonight. That could be another suicide killer tonight, but I'm leaning towards Buffalo. I think they need this game. They're at home. They're coming in home underdog. And the Ravens, if they lose, don't forget the Pittsburgh Steelers can beat them. The Bengals can beat them. This is not the same Ravens team we've seen in years past.
So, Saints, Falcons, Panthers, Browns, a lot of underdogs out there today. Give me one game, and I know you probably don't have all these right in front of you like I do, but give me one game you're looking at, and it's got to be more than a +1, but that you think the underdog could win on the field today. Raphael, I know you have all the numbers. I'm going to give Mikey a minute to look at his. Who do you think, Raphael, of the underdogs today can get it done on the money line?
Yes, the Bengals have a lot of shiny toys on offense, but us three can tackle better than anybody that the Bengals have out there. I think the Browns win outright. I think the Bengals do back-to-back blubs on week 1 NFL. Look for the Browns to win tonight or today.
All right. Browns getting the 4.5. You think they can win on the money line? Mikey, what about you?
I'm going to go with the Carolina Panthers, but I do also have a bonus pick. I see the Panthers at plus 4.5. I want to take one on the spread, Coach. I want to take the Tennessee Titans led by Cam Ward going into Denver at plus 8.5. Listen, Denver could win this game easily, but plus 8.5, give me a little something on the Titans there. But the Panthers to defeat the Jaguars, I know everyone's waiting for that Trevor Lawrence moment. I don't think you're waiting on Bryce Young anymore. I think we're going to see Bryce Young use his weapons today, and I think we're going to see a big game from the former number 1 pick.
They're a lot of fun to watch. At the end of the day, when he came back last year, they were a ton of fun to watch. And I think that carries over. I think he's figured it out now that he had that a few weeks to sit, watch the game. I think the Panthers are going to be a lot of fun. I think they could get it done. I'm going to go with the Giants. I'm going to go with the G-Men. They're getting 6. Remember, there's a few that are 1-point spreads. I can't go with that. So I'm going to go with the Giants because I just think the Commanders, they had so much drama in their offseason. Terry McLaurin, it just seemed like it was yesterday he signed the old deal, and he was already holding out for the new deal, which he ended up getting because they have a franchise quarterback in Jayden Daniels. But when you got all this stuff going on, you're not working together in the offseason. I think Russell Wilson, or more importantly, Jackson Dart is going to be starting by the end of maybe the middle of the season. But I think today the Giants could slide into Washington, catch them off guard, and get it done on the field today. So that would be my underdog pick. All right, gentlemen. Every time I say, we're only going to go 35 or 40 minutes, we go an hour. So before our final takes, we have a little inside info. Raphael, what do we got today?
The San Francisco 49ers are 1-8 against the spread in their last 9 games, and they're 0-5 against the spread in their last 5 road games. Hawks tonight.
Wowzer. Mikey, what do you think about that one? Because you were all over the Niners today. I'm going to spend my mortgage on them.
Listen, I'm still spending my mortgage on them. And real quick, Coach, to your pick of the Giants, Jackson Dart is expected to have a package of plays here in week 1. So I think they're buying in early on the kid. And I think, like you said, he's going to be starting by maybe week 8.
Good.
He really should. My only take today is thank you, NFL, not just for coming back, but for buying in to the narratives and the storylines of week 1. Jets, Steelers in New York, or Jersey, I should say. Bills, Ravens, Lions, Packers. Thank you. Right? This isn't college football opening week 0, right? Every game feels important. I feel like we could see upsets, but the narratives are there, and I love it.
Raphael, your final take?
I'm just glad week 1's finally over with. We had so much build up all summer long because we've had the numbers up all summer long. Now we can concentrate on overreaction Monday. Can't wait for that tomorrow. Oh my God, this team lost. They should trade the quarterback, fire the head coach, unless you're Florida Gator. But I just can't wait for overreaction Monday.
It always comes. It comes every single NFL season, every single Monday. And of course, we'll talk all about it on tomorrow's morning show at 10 a.m. Eastern Time live on Stadium, but also on the Monday Night Grind. Me, Mikey P, Raphael, and Big Tommy C and his fun facts will be here every single Monday night during the NFL season at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, leading into Monday Night Football. Thank you all. I see the number this morning, and it's been absolutely amazing. Do not forget that tonight, the Weekday Wagers crew, the boys, have a little post-game show. Follow them on social media. Producer man, do we know what time they're starting tonight? I'm assuming it'll be around 11 o'clock. 11:15 will be after Sunday Night Football. So we'll tweet it out, but there will be a live show free for everybody on Sunday nights with those guys. And then, of course, the Monday Night Grind with me and the boys. All right. Yes, it is 11 according to Producer Man. All right, that's going to do it for now. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the games today. 8 at 1 o'clock, 2 at 4:05. 2 at 4:25, and then Sunday Night Football. So, with all that being said, there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. And you know what? I forgot to do one thing because I know I see the number now and I saw the number when we started. There's a lot of people that did not get our best bets. So before we say goodbye, let's quickly do our best bets one more time, just and make it very quick. But I just want people to see the screen, see our best bets, because I have a feeling we're going to absolutely destroy it today. So Mikey P, quickly rip off your 4, please.
Bengals -5.5 against the Cleveland Browns. Dolphins money line against the Colts. Falcons on the plus money over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Bryce Young over 220 passing yards.
Rafael.
Falcons +1.5. Bills team total over 24.5. And give me Gibbs over 22.5 receiving yards from the Lions.
And I have 3 plays tonight. The Bills, it makes no sense that they're even a 1-point underdog at home, -105. The Rams today over the Texans. I think the Texans, without one of their main wide receivers who just absolutely obliterated his knee last year, I think they're going to be a shadow of their former selves. I love the Rams laying the 3 today, -110. And then the Saints. I know they stink. I know you should listen to Raphael, but so does Arizona. And there's no universe that, I got the sniffles that Kyler Murray and the Cardinals should be favored by a touchdown. So buy the 0.5 point if you still have it at 6.5. I did an hour ago. And I would still take it to 6, maybe even 5.5. The Cardinals stink. So those are my 3 best bets. And by the way, shout out to our man Carl in the chat, thanking us for being here on a Sunday morning, for allowing him to do. He does a lot of tennis picks and all those types of things. There it is right there. Carl, we appreciate you. He's also a premium member. And if you're not a premium member, and there's many of you right now because you're trying us out for the first time, all you got to do is become an all-star member. And we have tons of extra content for you on top of our morning shows, which are free for everybody. We're going to have primetime shows. We have an extra episode every single weekday, 5 to 15 minutes as well. So a really nice number today. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to everybody. We could not do this without all of you. All right, now there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders, even on a Sunday morning. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire company, damn it, do I love them all. My man, Mikey P from SureDog USA. My numbers guy, Raphael. Producer man, always grinding. And I mean always grinding. I am simply the coach, trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you, so we're going to win with you. It's what we're all about every single day right here. Coaching Company presented by Afterburn. Enjoy the games.